What's up? We're Coconutcurry. I'm Aaron. This is my
I'm
wife,
Lavanya.
So we've decided we're going to start a whole new series, like a podcast, a video cast of just cooking for people and talking to people and just basically getting to know lots of people. For a while now, Lavanya has been talking about starting a supper club.
Yeah. So I really enjoy feeding people, and I love cooking for people. And it's not the same when you do it as a job and just do it at home or like do it casually. It's very different. I think at home I get to cook with love, lots of
Yeah.
love, and
Cook what you want.
and cook what I want, and that's what I want to do in this show.
Yeah, so the plan is that we'll invite people over and we'll just talk to them and talk about all sorts, anything and everything, basically. Anything they feel like talking about that day or anything we feel like talking about on the day, we'll just do it, get it out in the open and see how we go from there at the same time as Lavanya giving them amazing food.
Yeah. It's practically just cook and eat, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah,
And
hang out.
Yeah, hang out.
So we decided we'll call this new series Breaking Bread with Coconutcurry. So yeah, do you want to talk about what we're having today?
So today we're just doing something that we really love to eat, and I'm just making momo, and it's such a great food to have with people while you're just making it. I don't know, it's the whole process, and we generally do it back home with lots of people. It's more than just a food for me. It's more to do with hanging out with people or your family, cooking together, eating while it's hot and it's delicious and it's winter. So, it's just the perfect dish where you can just cook and eat. And we both love it.
Yeah.
There's nothing in this world called enough momos or not enough momos. I can just eat all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's get cooking.
Yeah, so today we get to have this amazing food. I love it. I love it so much. I think it's amazing.
It's so good, isn't it?
And it's such a comfort food to have. And we've got a few things laid out here so that we can make like little dipping sauces or chutneys for it. And that's kind of like a big part of it too.
Yeah.
Like the sauces can make or break your...
Absolutely, yeah. Your momo, yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about your sauces, man.
Yeah, hard out.
Yeah.
So do you want to explain a little bit like what we got going on here?
Yeah, so we're kind of making two different types of momo that we both really enjoy.
Yeah.
And it's our go-to at home, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're making choco momos or chayote momo, or in Nepalese you would say iskusko momo. So it's basically, I'm just going to take out the chayote and show you. It's a very commonly found vegetable in New Zealand, but I think people don't eat it a lot here, right?
No, because it's not a thing that we're used to.
Yeah, it's not. You get it in like Asian supermarket and stuff like that, but it's such a delicious vegetable. Back home in Sikkim, we just eat a lot of it.
Yeah.
It's just one of those vegetables which is like, it's like a potato. You can cook it any way you want, and it tastes good, and it's really good for you. It's no carbs. You can make anything out of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So basically we were doing that. I have already pre-prepped it with some onion and ginger and a little bit of fat, a little bit of MSG. And the other one is pork, minced pork.
Yeah.
Momo is, the best momo is always a pork momo, like no doubt, period.
And the fattier the mince, the better.
The better it is. If it's a proper momo, for me, it has to be pork.
Yeah.
It's not beef. It's not chicken.
Yeah.
It's not iskus. It's pork.
And if you can get the pork from a butcher, you try and get 50-50, so like 50% fat, 50% meat.
Yeah.
And then when it cooks, all that fat sits inside it. It becomes juicy and beautiful and
it's
so
just
good.
Amazing.
And then before you know it, you eat like 50 of them.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know what the thing, I don't understand the math of eating dumplings.
Yeah.
You know how it is, if you make at home,
Yeah.
we end up eating like 30 or 40 of them.
Yeah.
Imagine going to a restaurant.
Yeah, you wouldn't do that.
Nah.
But we slowly do it too, because we make them, like we'll make them up and then we'll cook them, and then when they're ready, they'll come out. And by the time they've come out, we've made up a couple more, and so we put them in and let them cook, and it just keeps, the process keeps going. So it's not like you're eating 40 all in one go.
Yeah, that's true.
You're slowly eating, you're sitting, you're chatting, you're drinking, you're doing whatever.
Yeah.
And you're just slowly eating them. And I think doing it that way, you eat more because the process is a lot slower.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
yeah.
you're not stuffing your face full of them.
Yeah.
You're
I
just
guess that's why
slowly
it's like,
processing through it.
it's like a really good meal to have with your friends and family. It's
Yeah,
like doing like
definitely.
Korean barbecue, I guess, or
Yeah.
hot pot, or you know, where you just sit there and grill your meat and you drink, then you
Yeah.
chill and you eat. So, and the process is not too long as well.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah.
it's one of those things, isn't it? Yeah. But imagine going to a restaurant and ordering like 40 dumplings
Yeah.
as a side order. You can't do that. Like
Yeah.
we get full in like 7 or 8. No, actually that's a lie, 12.
Yeah.
Always 12. But yeah, should we start making some dumplings?
Okay. Cool beans. So the whole plan is basically this. We chat, we cook. If you like the chats, carry on listening. If you don't like the chats, then turn it off. Simple as that. But I think we're going to start getting some pretty interesting people. Like I want to
Yeah.
try and get just real life people, like people who have gone through stuff and can sit and are keen to talk about it, or people who have some like great knowledge on things, and we can sit and talk about art, and we can talk about music and all sorts of stuff.
Everything and anything.
Yeah, under the sun. Let's just sit down and have a great conversation about anything and everything.
Yeah.
That's kind of the, well, it's not kind of, that is the plan for this. So
Yeah.
we'll start with us first, just so you guys can see what we're all about. And then from there, we'll go ahead and start doing more. See who we can invite and who's keen. And go from there. I'm excited. I'm excited because it's not just being able to hang out with people and have a good time and have a good chat. We get to sit together and eat some
Yeah.
amazing food.
I think it's the best way to like have people over, hang out with people, isn't
Yeah,
it?
hard out.
Food, like
Yeah.
over food. There's so many things that has happened with food involved, you know. And there's
Yeah.
always food involved when it's good times, or
And-
family.
The history of food as well, like,
Yeah.
you know, of dishes, where it came from, why it came about. Like, that's pretty cool. We
Yeah.
don't do that. Like,
Yeah.
we
Not
would just
really.
make a pasta and be like, that was a nice pasta. Or we'll make
Yeah.
a nice, you know, stew. That was a great stew. But you
Yeah.
don't actually find out the history
Yeah.
of why that was made, or
Yeah,
how that was made, or when
Yeah.
that came into being.
it's true.
So, like, with the momo, do you know a bit about the history of momo, like where it came from? And
Yeah, so basically momo is like a very Northeast India thing.
Yep.
It's, again, as I said, it's like just more than a food. It's like somewhat like our identity, and somewhat like represents us, and it's more than just food.
yeah,
It's like, you know, we sit, as I said before, like, you know, when I was a kid, we didn't have dumpling wrappers, by the way. This is luxury.
yeah.
So,
This is Western world.
yeah, which is pretty cool. It saves
Yeah.
us time. But we all like sat around a table for the night where we decided, you know what, we're going to have more.
Yeah.
So we had to do everything from scratch.
Yep.
And in my household, like everybody had like a job. Like, you know,
Yeah.
my sister was on rolling and kneading the pastry. My dad would mix the mince meat. My job was to just make like small round balls out of the dough. My mom was like the one who made different shapes.
Yeah.
And then somebody will be like responsible for making the chutney. I mean, we generally had 1 or 2, but you know, we're going all out today, so
Yeah,
we
yeah.
got a few.
Yeah, hard out.
So yeah, so everybody is like involved in making the food. It's, I don't know, it's like doing a hangi, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
Like
Everyone
everyone
has a job.
to do, and
Yeah.
then, you know, and then in the end you get this delicious food, and then
Yeah.
everybody's like, yeah, so good.
Yeah, that's
So,
awesome.
yeah, it's more like a bonding family activity or something
Yeah.
that you can bond with.
And it's cool because I got to make momo with your family.
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
Yeah, your mum does some real crazy shapes, and she does like little plats, and like you don't think about it. You don't think about, oh, how am I going to shape this, or how am I going to, you just think of dumplings, yum, let's eat it. But just even the making of them and how to do them, how to get that shape was like, man, this is awesome.
She does pretty mean shapes.
Can you pass me another spoon, please, baby?
Yeah.
Yeah, she does great shapes. I thought that was awesome.
I mean, it's quite impressive. Like, this is how you impress your in-laws, eh? The first go, you know what? Already knows how to make momo. So, what else do you want?
So the easiest way to make these, so I've come to find for myself, put the meat in, get a bit of water, run it around the edges so it all sticks. And then the trick I use to fold these, I actually learnt from my father-in-law. So you put your thumb in and you just start to wrap. And use your thumb to kind of squash it down a bit.
You've gotten really good at it, eh, now?
Honestly, every time I go to do it, though, I'm like, how do I do this again? See how I've stuffed this one up.
You didn't put water. Did you put some water?
Yep.
Okay.
But yeah. But it's just interesting, like, we've been having some good chats with some people lately. And I was like, it would be cool to turn this into a podcast because so many people have some great stories, man. Like, so many people, everyone's come from somewhere.
Yeah, there's a story behind everything, isn't it?
Yeah, because
it's not there just existing. Like, there's something behind everything.
Yeah, and like the stories behind it are the things that have made you this person that you are today. Like, whether it was traumatic, whether it was something amazing, whether, it doesn't matter where you've come from.
Yeah.
It's just, it makes that person. And to be able to capture that is kind of the idea. Like, and what a great way to do it. Bonding over food.
I know.
And we all get to hang out, like,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I forgot. No. I was about to say something. I was just waiting for you to finish. But
oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Took the limelight, eh?
Yeah, no.
As usual.
No, but that's. It's not about limelight, but you are the talker. You know what?
Yeah.
Like,
I'll have the good chats with people.
Yeah, you have the good chats. I'm just the person who does the whole sign language thing. I'm there. And I quite enjoy doing that. I quite enjoy listening to you talking as well. It's not something,
Thanks. No one's ever said that.
I do.
They would rather just be like, bro, shut up.
Not really.
No, actually, I've never been told to shut up. Maybe during this process I will
like, shut
interviewing
up.
people, bro, shush, so I can talk. Sorry, my bad.
But no, I do. It's just our dynamics, like, you like talking, I like listening, and I do like talking, but I'm not a talker, like,
Yeah.
I'm not that person who will be like, hey, so, how are you guys doing? And none of that. I'm not that person. I will talk, but I'm
Whereas I am that person, eh?
Yeah.
We go to shops and we go shopping and I'm like, hey, how are you? Oh, yeah, how's your day been? You guys been busy? You been doing this? And like have a quick chat with them. But I like that when customers were like that to me, so I guess that's why.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm just, I think about it and it's super nice, but I just will be like, hi, thank you.
Yeah.
And then I think it's just a personality. You're like, you know how there's always these TikToks about your golden retriever partner?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that.
Like,
okay. I thought I was more of a Labrador, just super excited.
No, it's like
always
thing.
Sniffing his ass.
No, it's when like your partner is like that person who just, who's hangs out with everyone and just who's like, hey man, what's up? And then you can like pretty much have a conversation with everyone and like, be there, be involved with every conversation no matter what. And you're friendly as with everyone.
Yeah.
And you do it like effortlessly. I think that's what I mean. That's why they say like a golden retriever partner.
Ooh, look at that, eh?
And then that's good. That's pretty good.
Getting there. Mine is still crooked as like compared to yours. But anyways, tell us a bit, babies, about where you grew up. Like, obviously, you're not from New Zealand.
I'm not from New Zealand.
You didn't grow up in New Zealand.
No.
So where did you grow up, and like, what was it like?
I grew up in a small state called Sikkim.
Yep.
It's like, I mean, you know that, but it's like, it's in the northeast part of India. It's next to West Bengal on one side, I guess China on the other side, and a little bit of Nepal, somewhere touching, I guess, like somewhere in the border.
Yep.
So it's a super, it's multicultural place with lots of beautiful, we've got everything, eh? We've got like lots of tribes, we've got lots of, it's just a melting pot of cultures in that small community. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's 100% organic state. How cool is that?
That's awesome.
Been 100% organic for a long, long time.
Wow.
Before it was even a thing, like Sikkim had already like banned plastic bags, the use of plastic bags and stuff like that.
That's cool.
It's a very conscious state. Like, a lot of Sikkimese people are very, I mean, not a lot. Sikkimese people are very proud of their state, and you know, they care about nature, they care about the well-being, and like, you know, people are very conscious, very woke in those terms, which is pretty cool, and it's quite liberated. It's you know, we never had patriarchy problems there. When we were young, it was almost like a zero crime state.
Man.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Eh?
Yeah, that's your choice.
Yeah, and it's just the food, everything. It's like it's a mix of everything. Like our food, as you said, is dumplings. Probably come from Tibet.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a few stories behind that, but like we think it's come from people who've migrated from Tibet towards Sikkim. And we do have a large Tibetan population. Amazing food they make. So that's how we've got momo. We have momo in Sikkim. And it used to be just like, momo was never vegetarian, or you know how they do it now, they'll put like cottage cheese and the chicken. It used to be like predominantly like beef and pork.
Yep.
And then later on, like, it got popular probably, and then there's a lot of Hindus, so to accommodate them, we started making like mutton momo, which is quite good as well, mutton and chicken, and then vegetarian. Now it's like one of those things that you'll get
everything.
Everything and anything.
Buffalo.
You know? Buffalo is actually like, but buffalo momo is more a Nepal thing.
Oh, okay.
In Nepal, like, it's again, that's another part of the story. So basically there's two stories how momo came to Sikkim or to the northeast. So one story is the Tibetans brought it along with them. The other one is there's a sect of people in like Nepalese people called the Newar. Newaris. So they are like, those people were merchants, I think, who were like traveling through Silk Route. So I'm sure you know about Silk Route. Silk Route is the route that goes from India to China.
Real dodgy road.
The whole squiggly road. So they seem to have bought it. That's what they say. Like, they seem to have got it towards Sikkim. So there's always not a debate, but there's always like, you know, is momo a Sikkim or a northeast thing or a Nepal thing? But in Nepal, like the momos are really different. It's not like this. They'll add like spices in the momo. Like they'll add like garam masala.
Oh,
yeah.
true.
Yeah, and it's really
That'd give them such a different taste.
Yeah, I know. It's like, because you're not used to it, right? You'll be like, oh my gosh, like there's literally spices in them.
Yeah,
but it's not bad. It's not a bad taste. It's just different. And then the other thing they have is like the buff momo, like buffalo momo.
Yep.
And it's called momoja. Yep. And like in the streets of Nepal, they've got like massive steamers, like moktos like this.
Yep.
And they're all like tiny dumplings, like buff dumplings. And it's so good. And it's so good.
Wow.
And then like the other version of it is like, it's like drenched in like one of the chutney.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Like what else do you want? Like, it's just juicy hot momos, like drenched in like spicy, savory, garlicky. Oh my god, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. It's so good.
Even while we were there, eating the chili momo.
Oh yeah, like, chili momo is like the new version.
So good, man.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that so much.
That's quite good, eh?
Yeah. So much chili. Some places it was nice and spicy. Some places it wasn't too bad, but that was one of my favorite things over there, man. That and pani puri.
Pani puri, yeah. Puchka, yeah. Pani puri is like more of a Central India thing.
Yep. Do you want to do pork?
We'll do that one. But puchka is like more like our side. I think the only difference is like the mashed potato that's in there. It's like mashed.
Yeah, okay.
I think in Delhi and all, they like chop all your, but it's like cubed potatoes with like horse gram and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But in our side, we just mash the potato, like lots of cumin and onion and other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys got some amazing street foods, man. Like, so good.
That's pretty good, eh?
So, Sikkim, that's like bottom of Himalayas?
Yeah,
Himalayas?
It is. Yeah, the bottom of Himalayas. Would you like a drink? Would you like a beer?
Yeah, I'll have a beer.
I'll have this.
Yeah, so bottom of the Himalayas.
Yeah.
Was where you're from.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. You guys have got some cool sights up there too, eh?
It is so beautiful. Like, Sikkim is so beautiful. Sucks that we couldn't go last time because of my back. But
we still got to see some cool places. Like,
I
still enjoyed it because we got to see like Murk and we got to go to Darjeeling and Darjeeling was cool.
Darjeeling's cool, eh?
Yeah, and that train was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Darjeeling is beautiful. Even Kaohsiung is like really nice. Just the drive, the tea estates.
Yeah.
It's a vibe.
Yeah. Just pull that out a bit. Yeah, that was mean. All of that, seeing all the tea estates, that's cool as.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, eh?
Got to use a public toilet in the tea estate. That was like an experience and a half. It was basically like just a room with 4 walls, and that was the urinal. Like, there was no urinal. You just walk up to the wall and pee on the wall, and there's a tiny drain, and then in the wall there's a hole where it all just goes out into the backyard, down into the tea estates. Nah, it doesn't actually go into the tea estates. It just goes off onto the road.
It's probably on this like a septic tank somewhere. It doesn't matter. But like, I mean,
it was an experience, man. That was so weird, and it just stunk. I was like, whoa, okay,
man.
But I had to experience that. I had to because I wanted to see the real thing, you know.
But it's like, that's the thing, about India. Like, when you say real thing, it's not an argument, but like, that's like what we are defined. But unfortunately, like just the rubbish, like the smelly toilets or whatever. But
I think for me, part of it is like the third world like experience. Like, you're not going to find that here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
True.
Like,
only if you go to Queen Street toilets, I guess.
Well, that's true. That's true. If you go to some random public toilet.
If you go to a public toilet in Queen Street, you will experience the same thing. So if you want to experience third world country toilet, go to a toilet in Queen Street in the middle of the night. Oh, yeah.
But I think that was more the experience was experiencing a third world country for the first time and what it's like and what they're like. And it was freaking awesome. They're like, you guys are so advanced in so many things
That's true.
that we don't have, that I wish we did, because it would make life so much easier for us. But then in saying that, in the same token, you guys are so behind in some things that we could help like to make better.
Yeah. I feel like this, like the luxury of living in India, I would call it a luxury.
Yep.
After living here, it looks like a luxury. Is number one, just availability of things.
Yeah.
Right? Just availability of things, accessibility of things.
Yeah. I like using Amazon to do your shopping and it shows up that day. Like,
yeah, I know. And then like Amazon is like not just for products, you know, you can order your groceries from there, you can order this from like you can pretty much order everything. Here, like getting Uber Eats is a luxury, right?
Yeah.
There, like Uber Eats, or we've got something called Swiggy, or like every state has a version of it, right? And it's so cheap to get your food delivered.
Yeah.
There, it's so convenient. I mean, it makes sense because there's a lot of traffic and a lot of this and a lot of that, so it's cheap, and it's the distance is shorter, but still, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that, or even like accessibility or availability of eating fresh.
That was amazing.
Food.
I really liked that. Like, instead of going shopping for a whole week and storing it in your fridge or your freezer, they would just have stalls for fresh food. And while we were there, we never once stocked up on food. Like, we didn't go and do a big weekly shop like we do here.
Yeah.
We didn't do a big weekly shop. You went and shopped every day for your food. We're going to have this meal today. You go down to the corner store, you go and buy all the vegetables, you go to the meat man, you buy your chicken that's still kicking on the way home, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like
awesome.
It's so good. And then like you have a choice to eat organic food. Like you have like your Sunday or your weekly Haat Bazaar or your Mandi Bazaar, whatever you want to call it, where all the local farmers come and sell their food, and it's all organic, and it's not, you don't have to pay an arm and a leg to eat organic food, you know. You don't have to, like, you know, it's just normal.
That was awesome. I love that, because you were eating fresh food every day.
I know, you just go and get fresh fish, fresh chicken, fresh everything.
Even that fish market was pretty cool. Like, just the amount of fish and like the different fish, like fish I have never seen before in my life, and guys just sitting there with a giant knife and they just cut it all up for you right there and then, and you're just like, whoa, this is so different to how I'm used to seeing this, or how I'm used to doing this. Like,
because that's not a thing here. Like, you would imagine, like, when you're surrounded by sea, right, everywhere, you would think that everybody's eating fish. That's what they eat. But
and you guys are kind of inland, and in Siliguri it's inland, eh?
No, not really, because we've got like the Bay of Bengal and the Brahmaputra River and the local rivers. But then you don't get seafood; you get like fresh river fishes. But
freshwater fish.
Fresh river. Oh, fresh river fishes. Yeah, freshwater fishes.
Say that fast 20 times.
Yeah, but you just it's kind of sad that you have to actually like own a boat or learn how to fish.
And our prices are so stupid.
Ridiculous.
Like,
it's ridiculous.
I hate it. I hate it, because you want to go and eat power, and if you don't dive for it, or you don't know the spots, or you don't have a friend that can take you, you got to go to a shop and pay like ridiculous prices.
I know.
There was some for whole live power, $80 per power.
And that's like what? It'll make nothing. It's nothing.
Yeah, you'll make one little creamy power out of it, and that's it.
That's it.
And it's like, man, what the hell? It just sucks, because we don't have that friend. So if you're watching, friend, and you know the diving spots in Auckland, let's go.
Yeah.
I'm keen to go and dive for some kinnas, or, you know, like fresh kinna or sea urchin is so different.
honestly, I'll even be happy with like fresh bait. Like I'll eat bait.
Bait fish.
Bait fish. Like I'm
Piper
happy.
fish.
Piper fish. Amazing. I'll eat it.
Yeah.
As long as it's fresh, I'll eat anything.
But yeah, it just sucks, because we are an island surrounded by water.
I know.
And I mean, we can go and fish ourselves, but I'm a terrible fisherman. Like, let's be honest.
You don't like. We don't
I'm
have the time to do it. Like
Yeah.
when, like you're doing a 9 hour job every day,
Yeah.
and then you are traveling probably like let's say half an hour each way. You're traveling for 1 hour. That's 10 hours.
Yeah.
Right, and then you have to cook, clean, eat,
Yeah.
relax. I mean, when do you get a time to be like, you know what? I feel like eating fish. I'm gonna go for a fish.
Yeah.
You know, that's
In between that, trying to keep up with your hobbies, that keeps you sane, all that kind of stuff. Us going out so we can have date night together and stuff like that.
no,
Like,
it's just too much.
Yeah.
Too much admin.
yeah, it just sucks. Whereas, yeah, over there was cool that we could just walk straight into a market early in the morning. Boom, everything's there, and it was cheap.
I know.
Like in New Zealand dollars, it was cheap.
Yeah.
Everything over there though was really
Really
cheap in
cheap.
New Zealand dollars.
Yeah.
We
Like-
took a bit of spending money and we didn't even spend half of what we
No.
took. And that was a month of luxury. Like,
Yeah.
we were eating where we wanted, when we wanted. We were,
It's good, eh?
yeah, it was so good, man.
And
I loved it.
you don't realize that when you're living in India, because you know the grass is always greener on the other side.
Yeah,
But then this time when we went, everything tasted so. If you even like the most shittiest place where you think like the food is not great, I would probably be complaining about that place if I lived in India. I'd be like, oh, the food sucks here.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
loved it. I did not eat like there was not one place that we went, and we were like, you know what, the food is average. It was alright, or
Yeah.
even like everything tasted so good.
yeah,
Right,
It was
like
amazing.
everything we had food in like super nice restaurants. We had
Yeah.
like momo from like the street. We
over
had
the top of a drain.
on the top of the drain, whatever, everything. But everything was so good, and we didn't even get sick.
Yeah, it was so good, man. I loved it. I'm definitely going back. Like, there is no two ways about that.
Yeah, for
We are
sure.
definitely going back.
For
And
sure.
even to try and stay for a little while, like, you
Yeah,
know,
that would be the dream, though.
yeah, go for a good 6 months to a year,
Yeah.
and then just work from there and come back.
Yeah,
We'll work
Yeah.
it out. We'll get there. We'll sort it out.
yeah, that would be the dream.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, I think.
Do you want to whip up a chutney?
Yeah, because it'll get ready soon.
Yeah,
I'll flip and like it's not ready.
yeah, but it'll
But-
be enough time to get the chutney done. And
Yeah. So this one is pretty cool. The good thing about New Zealand is because it's the same temperature or the same climate as Sikkim. Almost same. I wouldn't say it's the same,
Yeah.
but almost same climate as Sikkim. So you literally get everything that I eat in Sikkim here. So today I'm making tamarillo chili and garlic chutney. We call it rook tomato, or the direct translation is like tree tomato.
yeah,
So yeah, I was so happy when I saw these
yeah.
because this is amazing, isn't it? Like
Man,
even
we've
pickles.
even made it into pickle, and
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
so
That's
good.
my favorite
So
pickle,
good.
man.
And it's amazing because everyone makes jam or like chutneys out of it. Ours is strictly savory.
Yeah.
I wouldn't dream of putting sugar in this thing. Like, has to be with chili and garlic. Like, there's no other way.
Yeah.
I'm eating this.
Closest to sugar will be MSG.
MSG, exactly. Look alike.
Yeah. Don't taste like it,
But yeah, it's so good. And it's like a winter thing, right?
Yeah.
So people will, pickling is a thing. Like, because it's of the cold temperature, the best way to preserve everything is through pickling or fermenting and drying and stuff like that. So in Sikkim, like it's like a achar state. Like everything is it's about pickles and chutney, that place. And we
Yeah.
will pickle everything and anything, like, and ours is pretty simple. A lot of like other parts of India, how you get the mango pickle and all, there's a lot of spice and lots happening in that. But in Sikkim, it's very simple. You just like either you use like salt, vinegar, or you use a little bit of mustard, or a little bit of cumin, coriander. Cumin, coriander is the big one, but like it's just not like super oily or like it's not super sharp.
Yeah.
It's quite simple, and it has a very pungent, sour taste to it, which you won't find it in other pickles in India.
Yeah, okay.
Which is amazing, which I love.
Yeah, that's cool. But you also spent a bit of time in Goa as well, eh?
Yeah, I did.
And that's another place that I hear so many other Indian people be like, have you been to Goa, bro? You got to go to Goa. Like, that place is amazing. You got to go. But yeah, we were meant to go to Goa after our wedding for like a quick honeymoon, but Lavanya had back surgery.
I know.
Before, like 3 days before our wedding. Shout out to that dude, though. That dude was the man.
I know.
Bro, he was the man, legit.
It's crazy how hospitals are so much better.
Yeah.
Like you think, because we... Ooh, so good. Like...
Ooh, it's a fatty.
Again, we always, compare ourselves, or not compare ourselves, but we always think medicine in the Western world is better.
Yeah. And then you come to the Western world and go,
and then you're like,
hell?
Wait, what?
Yeah. This is so backwards, this system.
Yeah.
Like, that doctor, the neurosurgeon, I think he was,
Yeah.
He basically, like, we went and saw him on a Monday morning, I think it was. Went and saw him on the Monday morning. We were getting married on the Thursday. He's like, go and get an MRI. Tells us to avoid the places that just scam you for money. So we're like, sweet, go to this place. So we go to that place. We wait in line. We get an MRI done.
Yeah.
We go back the next morning to see the doctor. He looks at it and just goes, yeah, your back is stuff. Like, you need an operation now. Otherwise, you're going to start losing bowel motion, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Which happens when you stuff a disc and it presses the nerves.
Yeah.
And so he was like, yeah, we better prep you for surgery.
Yeah.
2:00, she was in the operating room and got operated on.
Yeah.
Comes out the following night, the Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Walking, talking, like
dancing
nothing
in the wedding.
had ever happened. We start our wedding on the Thursday, and went for 3 days.
Yeah.
Our wedding, and she was dancing and doing all sorts. And before that, she was in so much pain, it was ridiculous. Yeah, that doctor was amazing.
Oh, was I don't know how this is gonna taste.
It's alright. I can see something skipping around in there, like it's not getting blended. That looks pretty good.
It literally looks like a chicken liver pate.
I'll try. Oh, that is yum.
Yeah?
That is really yum. It gives it a different taste to then having
just normal tomato.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we ran out of tomatoes. So
yeah. So we had to use Tamarillo.
Yeah.
Tree tomato.
Tree tomato.
But yeah, it was cool. That doctor, shout out to you. I can't remember, what's his name? Do you remember his name?
No, not really.
Yeah, it sucks. But shout out to you if you ever see this doc. Like, you were the man, the first person in India to ever sit down and say kia ora to me. Legend. Absolute legend. But yeah, it's just cool. Like, it's just choice to see the systems and how it all works. And I guess because you guys have such a huge population to cater to, maybe it's a bit easier because you got like more in demand, so they have to cater to more, so you have more places. Almost every corner had a pharmacy.
So more population, I guess we've got more labor. You know, we've got a lot of people who can actually do the job. And pretty much everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so cool, man. I freaking
That
love
is
it.
pretty cool. And you don't realize that until you move away. And then you're like, oh my gosh,
Yeah, yeah.
you know?
What the hell? So, how long have you been cooking for, baby?
I don't, pretty much
All your life?
all my life.
Yep.
It's such a normal thing in India. Not in India. I wouldn't say India. I wouldn't generalize it. But in Sikkim, right?
Yep.
Everybody cooks. Like all the children cook. All the girls. I don't know about men. Didn't grow up with a lot of men, or boys. So we all knew how to cook. We just knew.
Yeah.
I started cooking when my mom was living somewhere else doing her PhD for like a few years.
Yep.
And my dad was like doing everything, like
Yeah.
taking us to school, cooking for us, doing this, going to work. So I think that's when we like kind of stepped up. And I was
Yeah.
probably like 10 to 11 years old when I started doing that. And I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, yeah.
I've always cooked for my family, and yeah, and I've always done this. I just don't know how not to do it. Like, it's just such an important part of me.
Yeah.
And then I used to cook in like people's like funeral, or if there's
Wow.
like a celebration. Like, you don't realize it then, but then like it was like cooking for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then I was already doing catering by 15.
Yeah.
But like it's just a thing, and it's just not me. Everybody kind of learns how to cook.
Yeah.
Like,
What about on like a professional level? Because
honestly, the reason why I wanted to become a chef
Yep.
was there was no pressure of me pressure of me to have good scores. You know how education is such a big thing in India, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, education
So
is like
like
handy.
you had to like be of science background or do this and do that.
Yep.
And then when I was like 16 or 15, I was like, it's such a common question. People start thinking what you want to do in life, or
Yep.
what college you want to go, or like what do you want to study. Because once you turn like 17, like once you are in like year 11, you choose your like field,
Your paths and stuff.
your path and stuff like that.
Yep.
I was not a good student. I was like below average. Like, I was hanging. I was not a bright student.
Yeah.
I didn't like studying a lot, or like, I don't know. Maybe I was just too lazy. God knows. But I was just like, you don't have to study a lot to become a chef.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much, I was like, I do like to cook, and I'm quite good at it. And you don't have to study a lot to do this. I get to do, I don't have to pass like an engineering entrance exam, or like we've got like certain exams like SATs and stuff like that, where you need to like study. People dedicate like 2 years to just study there, and that also sometimes you pass and sometimes you don't. And I just knew I couldn't do it, and I
Yeah.
had to choose something where I could do it. I would enjoy doing it, and
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was
And then you
listening.
didn't have to study too hard.
No, not really.
Which is cool.
I didn't study hard at all.
And
Honestly.
then, like, you ran your own Airbnb, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And were you catering in that as well?
Yeah. Whenever I got a chance.
Yep.
That was crazy. I think the reason why I started it was like, it was back in the days, like
Yeah.
when I was in my early 20s. It was not so common for a female chef,
Yeah, okay.
And
Yep.
I always struggled with the whole men, too many men in that place, and I always had problems where they'll always try to like suppress you
Yeah.
and dominate you, because
Yeah.
it's a man's world. They would always be like, oh, kitchen is a man's world, la la la.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna start my own business.
Yeah,
Which was
why not?
which was quite rash, but I learned a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was pretty cool. I did that, and it was a lot of hard work though.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah, for
loved
sure.
it. I loved every bit of it. And I met amazing people. I just met people from all over the world. I didn't have money, so I learned how to paint a building, floor,
Yeah.
cement floors. I don't know, everything, like a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And I kind of thought that I wasted my 4 years up
Yeah.
until now where I am at.
Yeah.
And then I use so much of those skills,
Yeah.
like mostly like, problem solving, organizing, doing this, finance, everything. The reason why I'm so capable and confident is not because of my degree or anything.
Yeah.
It's because of that 4 years.
Just the experience.
Yeah,
eh?
yeah. And you don't realize that. I'm like, oh my God, I wasn't even rich. I didn't make money. I didn't make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And, I just left it. I mean, I didn't leave it, but we closed down.
Yeah.
It's so much work. But now I use it all the time. Like,
Yeah, those skills are now
Yeah.
transferable into
Yeah.
your everyday life, which is
Yeah.
cool. That's me. I think that's the same with me. I think I got a lot of that from experience, from
Yeah,
work and stuff. A lot of
yeah.
transferable skills that I use in the day-to-day world and stuff like that.
You know so many things.
That's why I got such a big head.
I know. But like, what about you? Like I have this journey of doing things which are not probably in the same direction or whatever, but what is the weirdest job you've ever done? And
Weirdest job?
Or, yeah.
I know exactly off the top of my head the
Yeah.
weirdest job. I worked it for 1 week, and some of you will know what this job is, especially my close family. But I had no job. I was 18, I think, at the time.
Yeah.
Mum and Dad actually had gone to India, I think, for their
Yeah.
trip then.
yeah,
And that was my first,
yeah,
not my first job, it was probably like my second job. But anyways, done the interview, smashed it out the park, got the job, got invited to come along for my first week of work, excited
Yeah.
as, selling Kirby vacuums.
really?
Yep. And I had to go, and I ended up just telling him, bro, I can't do this. Like, your hours are ridiculous. Like, we would start at like 10 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah,
and then I wouldn't leave there till like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. Sometimes 10 o'clock at night.
and
it
that's
was
for an 18-year-old.
for an 18-year-old. Like, I was
Yeah.
just like, what the hell? And this was every day. And for the first half of the day,
Yeah,
we just went around streets, door knocking, trying to sell Kirby vacuums. And
Yeah.
then from 6 to 10 or whatever it was,
yeah,
we had to go to people's houses and do demos. And they taught us in the training room like how to swing the vacuum around, make it look fancy, do all these weird things and all of that stuff. And
Yeah.
I lasted a week, and I was just like, nah, bro.
Did
this
you
is
have to
not
like
for me.
just go and be like, hi?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We went in like a minivan with like 10 of us, and then we all just split and went to different houses, and you just knock on the door. Hi, my name is Aaron. I'm from Kirby. How are
But
you doing today?
that was
Here is,
the way of marketing back then, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Like we didn't have like it was either the TV.
Sucked. It just wasn't me. Like, I'm just not that person. I'm not a salesman. Like, yeah, I'm far from being a salesman. That's why I couldn't do sales jobs. I think I'm too compassionate for people that, like, when we were trying to sell the vacuum, how forceful they were being
I know.
to sell it, and I was just like, I can't do that. Like, that's not me. I can't force someone into this.
Yeah.
I just can't do it. But they were just like, you have to be, and then they'd be like, we're going to ring our boss. He's going to call us back. They wouldn't ring anyone. They were just
Yeah.
pretending. And then they would be like, oh, my boss said I can do it for this much. And if you get one right now, we'll give you this much discount, which was just dropping it down to the normal price. And they were selling them for $4,500. It was
Wow.
like, bruh. There was just this one woman. This is was my deciding factor.
Yeah.
We went to this one woman's house in Flatbush, and the poor lady, man, like she was maybe mid-30s,
Yeah.
and she was just like, no thanks, like, thank you for coming over, and she was real polite.
Yeah.
And the dude just kept going, no, but ma'am, you must have a look now. Like,
Yeah.
if we walk out this door right now, you're not going to get this deal again. And she was like, that's okay. I don't think this is for me.
Yeah.
And they just kept forcing it, and I was just like, done.
It's not me.
Yeah, I'm not that person. I can't be a prick like
Yeah.
that. See ya.
I really don't like it when
Yeah.
they are like, they just put you in an awkward position. Like, and I don't, I know it's not their fault. Like, that's what they have to do, right? They have to fill in their targets and, la-di-da, whatever.
Yeah.
But, there's some times where you're inquiring about product. I don't want to name or anything about work and stuff like that. And then you just want to know, and you just want to know the price, that which they don't put it in, of course, in the website. So you have to make
ask more
inquiry, and then you set a meeting, and then you talk about it. And then after that, they'll like call you like 2 times a week, like without any schedule. They'll just be like,
have you thought about it?
Have you thought about it? And then they'll put you in a position where you're like, oh my gosh, it's so much pressure. And then like, then even to say no, it's so awkward because I don't know.
Yeah. I've become pretty good at that though.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I'm pretty good at telling people, you just piss off.
I just send emails to them. I don't want to talk.
Yeah.
I'll be like, I don't want it. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for showing us this.
Yeah.
But like, whatever reason we're not going through with it.
Yeah.
And then that's it. That's it. And then I'll be like, and then I'll block the numbers now.
Yeah, that's it. Done.
Yeah.
What's like the best job you think you've had?
The best job that I had.
Yeah.
Honestly, running my own business.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause it's on your own terms, everything's your way.
Yeah, I think I have like, I'm just thinking the fact that there's a perfect job.
Yeah.
Or there's a job that you will like 100%.
Yeah.
I don't think there's nothing in this world called a perfect job. And
even running your own business is not a perfect
job. Yeah. And I don't think any can be like the best job ever.
Yeah.
Because who wants to work? Like,
yeah.
How can it be perfect when you just
working for someone else? Yeah, exactly. Filling their pockets.
I mean, good. There's been jobs with really good people.
Yeah.
Or there's been some jobs with really good perks.
Yep.
Or like really bad environment. Or there's something or the other,
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I kind of have come to a conclusion that I don't want to define myself through my job anymore.
Yeah, fair enough.
Isn't it? Like all your life, it's all like, are you career orientated? Because I don't know, it's probably an Indian thing more where, you put into focus like about who you want to become in life.
Yeah.
Right?
No, that's not an Indian thing. That's in everything. Yeah.
Yeah, like, you have to be career driven. You have to be career driven.
No, that's everywhere.
I know, and this and that. And then you put so much time of your life to that thing, and they don't even treat you well. Like, you're disposable, right?
Yep.
Today you're the man, and next minute, tomorrow you'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry,
Yeah.
we can't keep you hired because of so and so reason.
Yeah. See you later.
See you later, and then like you take it very personally. They don't care about you.
Yeah.
Like, you take it super personally. You put your heart.
It does suck, because you were, especially like how you were saying, like, you try to define yourself in that career. Like, but honestly, I know that that's not who I am. Like, these careers are not who I am.
Exactly.
Or the same with you. That's not who you are. This career is not who you are.
Exactly.
And so you use it as the job that it is, and do what you got to do with it.
A job for me is strictly to go, and it's a source where I have to acquire money. To acquire money.
Yep.
To pay my bills and, I don't know, fund for my happiness, passion, whatever.
Yep.
Like, and that's it. It doesn't define who I am.
Yeah, for
anymore.
Sure.
Like, a job, not anymore, because I've had too many heartbreaks. I've had too many times where I've been let down.
Yeah.
Or too much. I think we put too much focus on just work.
Yeah.
But then, like, it's not reciprocated. You know what I mean?
Yep, for sure.
And that's the truth. Like, nobody cares about you. Like,
nah.
And that's all right. And that's totally all right. I don't demand to be, looked after and taken care of, whatever.
Yeah,
But I don't
that's the business. That's the world we live in. Like that's
and
the nature
alright.
of work. Yeah.
But it's just I don't want to put that energy in for a job,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And it does suck when that happens. Like, you put all your faith into a job, or all your time, all your effort,
Energy, yeah.
all your energy into it. You
Yeah.
leave nothing for yourself, and then they kind of just shit on you.
I know.
That sucks. That really does suck.
But
It is what it is, and from that point, we just move on to bettering ourselves
yeah.
and furthering ourselves. And I guess it is a good wake-up call because it makes you realise, what were
Yeah.
you doing? Like, what the heck were you doing?
Yeah.
You know that's not you. That's not who you are.
Yeah.
I mean, if people find themselves in their career and they identify themselves through their career, that's
And
cool.
that's
like,
cool. There's nothing wrong with that.
yeah, hard out. Good on them. Kudos to them if that's what
Yeah.
they want to do. But for a lot of us, my career is not who I am. My career doesn't define me. It doesn't make me the person I've been today.
Yeah.
I just hate that
Exactly.
we don't have a lot of time to just go and travel and do all that stuff. Eh?
Yeah. But it's just
Ooh, they're looking good, baby.
looks so good.
They're looking good.
And those are perfect.
Yeah.
Do a close up, eh?
Let's just see if we can get a close-up of these. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. And the best way to tell when these are properly cooked is that they start to go clear. It's pretty cool though. I like how we just have chats. We've done it a few times more recently, where we've just sat down, and the last time was actually this morning over breakfast, having a mean chat, and then the time before that we sat down and we just had a box of beers and we were just slowly sipping on our beer and just chatting, and like the conversations, man, they're so good. That's what I want to do with people, man, is to be able to sit down and just find out about them, and so that the rest of the world can see, this is a real person and this is what we're like. That is good.
It's such a, I don't know. In Sikkim, when you have like dumplings,
Yep.
you have like this radish churpi, which is like a Sikkimese cheese.
Yep.
Probably has to be a little bit red, but it's almost like a palate cleanser.
Yeah,
and goes
yeah.
really well. And they don't give it in a lot of restaurants, but the old one,
True,
they do that.
That's cool.
And it's so good. You know what radish is called in Nepalese?
What's that?
Mula.
Moolah.
Yeah. Like mula.
Yeah, gotta get that moolah, baby. Like,
Discover
hey,
that.
getting paid in radishes now. Wow. That's new. But yeah, it's cool. I've been enjoying our chats lately. I've been really enjoying it.
Should we start eating?
Yeah, for sure. Let's have some momo. But yeah, we're like, what was today's chat? Oh, we're just talking about the new government in India and stuff like that, and just having our chats about it.
Yeah.
And then
I kind of miss out on a lot of like current news about India.
yeah,
And I forget to
check and
check and catch up with things.
yeah,
And there's so much happening.
yep,
And and elections are pretty important.
that was juicy as.
I was about to do like a
You could go to that camera. Oh, that is beautiful.
that one though.
Oh man. That was good. That was good. I think our last, not this morning's chat, but the last chat like that we had that we kind of got right into was we were just talking about like the Indian gods and stuff like that, eh? Like
Yeah.
just their backstories and
Yeah.
stuff, and just learning like history about them and
Yeah.
what they represent and what they've done. And
Yeah, and it's pretty cool because everything is like, I don't know if it was made as a tale based, not tale like tale, but like a
Yeah.
story.
yep,
So every story like about the gods, it's not just, oh, you know, they were the best or everything's so good. But it's stories about their conquests and battles or everything.
yeah,
And then every story about a god has like a moral of the story
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
thing. You know, this is what happens. This is what happened when like, you know, there was greed or, you know,
yeah,
this was done for this reason. And it's pretty cool because you get to connect or you can be like, oh, you know, it makes sense.
yep.
Yeah.
Like, was it Shiva that was the one that was marrying all the widows and
It was Krishna.
Krishna? That's
Yeah.
who it was.
Yeah, I don't know the detail of the stories, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was always surrounded by women.
Yeah,
But I personally thought like, oh my gosh, that's kind of weird, isn't it? When I
Yeah.
was a kid, and then later I found out like he was pretty much like protecting all these
which is amazing.
women,
Yeah,
that's giving them home,
yeah.
and that's why
That's my favorite.
there's so many women around him. But like, it's just it's amazing. It's beautiful. Some of the stories.
Yeah. Because some of the conquests that they've
Yeah.
done.
I mean, honestly, I've not read a lot about it. I mean, it's been a hot minute.
Yeah,
And it kind of sucks because when you're in a different country, you slowly start getting disconnected. Not that I
Yeah.
don't want to embrace it or somebody says anything. You're so busy doing life.
Yeah,
Oh. You just kind of forget.
yeah,
And I think that's a little bit, I've been struggling with, I think everybody who immigrates to a new country
yeah.
probably struggles with it.
Yeah, definitely.
Like your identity
Yeah,
or who you are and who you've become. You
Yeah.
don't want to lose yourself. You're constantly, I've seen a lot of my friends who are from different countries.
Yeah.
So they're in between just trying to settle down, be a part of this country,
yeah.
and trying to blend in. Yeah.
Still keep their
Yeah, and then still stressed out because they're losing their identity who they were.
Yeah.
Or before here, you know. Well, it's a hard one.
yeah. The last one, baby.
You have it. Perhaps.
You
There's
had the
another
first
one.
half. I think, like, you can find similarities in cultures with people, but that's still not your
No.
culture or your identity, and so I can
Yeah.
understand how it would be hard. Like, even like you were saying the other day, how just talking in your language is getting harder because you
Yeah.
don't speak it every day. You speak English every day,
Yeah.
so you start to lose practice with it.
Yeah, I know. Like my mom's dialect, Assamese. I speak Nepalese a lot. Like I speak Nepali with my sister, my parents. So, and I speak more than Assamese, my mom's dialect.
Yeah,
So, I have slowly, but I'm not fluent anymore. Like when I have a conversation with one of my cousins, then like I'm mumbling and like then I just switch over to English or switch over to Hindi
yeah.
or like switch over to English more.
Like I noticed that too when you had your conversation just recently with your cousin.
Yeah.
Just like how you kind of had to think a lot more. Like when you were speaking, it was a lot slower
Yeah.
than what I'd hear you speak in Hindi or in
Yeah.
Nepali.
Yeah.
That's when I knew I was like, oh man,
Yeah.
it must be getting harder.
Yeah, but I think I don't know, like even with food, right?
Yep.
I've probably never cooked so much Nepali food
Yeah, true.
in my entire life like after I moved out of Sikkim,
Yeah.
I haven't cooked so much Nepali food as much as I cook now.
Yeah.
I think it's I don't know. You don't realize until you've left it, or
Yeah.
it's not there anymore, and then suddenly you're like, oh my gosh, like I miss it so much.
Yeah.
And then also it's about finding your identity.
Yeah.
Somewhere you need to hold on or to grab something to who you were, or who you used to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think for me is food.
Yeah.
And us eating all Nepalese food, not all, but most of the days, and not just Indian food, but like food that I made at home or we ate at home or back in Sikkim.
Yeah.
Like it kind of it's a reminder of who I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
And where my roots are. So I think,
it's cool to see like the differences between Indian food, Nepali food.
Yeah.
Like there is a lot of differences. But then what's also cool is comparing Nepali food to Māori food.
Yeah.
And how similar
I know,
their dishes are.
It's
and
crazy.
Like, then comparing like, just all to the island food and stuff like that. And you're just like, oh, we eat this, we do this. Like when we went to Samoa, and then you're explaining to them, oh, we eat the banana flour. And they're like, what?
Yeah.
And then you're explaining how to eat it. And they're like, oh, you have to cook it for us. Like, we want to try it because that's amazing,
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But how the similarities are so
It's
crazy.
amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just like eating boil up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's literally, for us, boil up is like jhol. Like jhol is like this watery, soupy situation with meat, vegetables, or whatever. I mean, maybe we'll add like a little bit of ginger garlic.
Yeah.
And it'll be like maybe a little bit of turmeric, but that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it. And that's like pretty much the staple of like Sikkimese people, just eating like jhol all day.
Yeah.
With the rice. Or even eating ferns.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Fern is like a staple in like Sikkimese cuisine.
Yeah,
I eat so much fern.
Yeah.
And it's so good.
Yeah.
I miss eating ferns. We should do like a foraging one day.
Yeah,
Just go
that'd
out.
be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be true. I'd love to go foraging actually. Go
Yeah.
have a look and
Yeah.
try and find some mushrooms and all sorts of stuff like that, and ferns and all your random herbs and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Because
We need to do some study on that too, so that we
Yeah.
don't end up just killing ourselves, poisoning ourselves, and dying in a forest somewhere. We should probably find someone that actually knows what they're doing first. Eh? Nah, she'll be right, bro.
yeah.
Dead.
But back in the days, like back home, they would always say like if you eat a poisonous mushroom, like if you feel like you've eaten a poisonous mushroom, then you eat like dog shit.
yeah.
I have no idea why. It's probably because that would make you barf or whatever. I'm not too sure it's a medicine, but it's like a good enough reason for you to spew out all the toxins.
Another reason to get a dog, then, so we can go foraging.
For his poop. He'll probably go like the front of the lawn and pick poop.
Yeah. Bastards.
I know. But
yeah, we definitely should go foraging. But yeah, it was cool, like finding all the similarities, like
yeah.
when we got together and started like cooking together and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then being like, oh, have you tried this? And then you're like, oh, this is like
Yeah.
this that we make. And then you'll make it and I'll make our version
Yeah.
and then we try it and it's like, yeah, this is awesome.
But I think the coolest part about us, that not that I'm flattering us a lot, like not to toot our horns, but we have done a really good job in like
Pardon me.
fusing like so much of you
Yeah.
and me into like this new hybrid
Yeah.
thing that we have.
Like example, our boil ups.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like our boil up will be like a traditional Māori boil up,
Yeah.
but we end up adding like Nepali, like these chutneys and all that stuff, and just make it our own version. And so you're eating boil up that's spicy. Like nobody does that.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe there is people out there that have it with chilies. I don't know, but
Yeah.
we have it with chutneys that are like loaded with
And
garlic
there
and ginger.
is a boil up in this house. There has to be doughboys in there.
Yeah,
Period. And watercress.
yeah,
Always. And like all of these chutneys there so that you can dunk your doughboy in it, and then
Yeah.
have it, and it's spicy, and then you have your soup.
Pull out a
dunk your
big
meat
piece
in
of pork or whatever you're having in it,
Yeah.
and dip it in. And,
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
And we have so much boil up, like maybe once a week.
Nah, less than that.
No,
Once a
maybe
month.
No, in winters we do have quite a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe
wouldn't
like
say-
once
maybe
once
a
a
fortnight.
fortnight.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we've learned how to like find a middle ground where we love everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I love island food.
Yeah.
I love it,
Yeah,
and
same.
it's so good.
Yeah.
I can eat anything.
Yeah.
I love seafood, everything.
But then when I make island food, I'll put our twist, like my
Yeah.
twist on it. Because I think when we cook, or when people
Yeah.
cook, you cook to your own taste buds, to cater to your own taste buds. You don't want to eat stuff that tastes super bland if you're someone who loves lots of flavor. And we are people who love lots of flavor.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure people will be overwhelmed with the amount of flavor
Yeah.
when we cook for ourselves because it's so much.
Yeah.
But that's just our taste buds. That's how we
Yeah.
like it. So
It's too much garlic.
yeah. So
Yeah.
when I cook island food, I'll cook it that way with that in mind, so that
Yeah.
it all tastes good. I cook I'll make like raw fish and
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
sure there's lots of lemon in it and stuff like that, so that
Yeah.
tastes amazing.
That's the reason why I probably like island food when you make it more. Like,
Yeah,
apart from Auntie Karen's chop suey,
yeah, which is
she's the
bomb.
best, yeah.
Yeah,
But
and
apart,
Becky's. Shout out Becky.
yeah. But apart from that, like I do enjoy your version of the island food more. Maybe
Yeah.
because you cater to our
Yeah, our taste
palate.
buds.
Yeah.
It'll be the same with you. Like, I've tried so many different curries.
Yeah.
And there is lots of different
Yeah.
types. I've tried so many different types. I've tried so many different dals.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's coming home and having that homemade curry or that homemade dal that you're making
Yeah.
that has been the best flavor so far.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I don't even rate butter chicken anymore
Who
because
eats butter chicken? I mean,
yeah, like I
it's
used
not
to like
who
I
eats,
used to
but
like it.
Yeah.
I used to be like, yeah, butter chicken is mean, but
I like it. Like it's nice. It's
now it's so bland and so average. Like I'd rather choose a dal makhni over that. Like
yeah.
not eat any meat and have just lentils over
Yeah.
it because
Because why not? Dal makhni
yeah, because
is
it
the
tastes
best.
so amazing compared
Yeah.
to that.
But but I'll tell you what, like the rave of butter chicken is the same in like India as well. People love butter chicken, don't get me wrong. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
like a Kiwi thing. They love it, and there's always like, oh yeah, butter chicken in Delhi is the best. Butter chicken is here's the best.
Yeah.
But honestly, it all tastes the same to me.
Yeah.
Like I haven't had some. I mean, that when we went to
I
like
was
that
going to say
place,
we
yeah,
went to the restaurant where
we
they
went to
first originated butter chicken. or
Moti
whatever.
Mahal, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We were like, we're not eating butter chicken. Like,
Yeah, but I don't come all the way to India
I'm
to eat butter
pretty-
chicken.
I'm pretty more sure that it'll probably taste the same, like,
Yeah.
know, and like no beef for like butter chicken lovers, and like I don't hate it, don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but there's so many other things to eat,
It's so much better.
better things to eat other than butter chicken. Like
Yeah.
even if you go to a restaurant, I wouldn't eat butter chicken. Like
Nah.
I ain't wasting money on butter chicken or chicken tikka masala because both
Yeah,
of them
yeah.
kind of taste the same, to be honest.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Let's be honest, okay? Okay?
But it was quite funny, like, they're kind of shocked that Westerner walks in and doesn't order butter chicken. Hey,
No,
what's
you
going
have
on
to
here?
eat. It's like,
Nah,
no.
I'll get a pluck paneer instead.
Yeah.
Thank you. Like, what? What?
Why?
Bro, you should be eating butter chicken. Nah.
Yeah.
That was their dal makhni though. That changed my life.
Yeah.
That was so good.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh. Anyways, I think we should wrap the video up here. It's been a lot of talks about a lot of nothings.
Yeah.
But this is what you're going to expect. This is what
Yeah.
you can expect from this from now on. And we'll try and get some very interesting people so that it's not like boring chats of
Just us.
nothing.
Our chats are like not boring, but still,
Nah, they're not boring. I'm not saying that we're boring, but like,
just a little bit.
yeah, just a little bit. Just a little.
Yeah.
But we'll get some real weirdos on here, eh? Nah.
Yeah.
We'll go and find some. We'll just get half class. Anyway. No. But yeah, we'll get some more people on here and we'll just talk. And hopefully we can get some really interesting people that have done some pretty crazy stuff and
Yeah.
and just sit and eat. And the best part about it is Lavanya will be cooking some amazing food. We decided that we'll try and find stuff with lots of history to it and kind of give you a bit of a backstory on it and where it came from, all that kind of stuff, and fuse the two.
Yeah.
Shit talks and food.
It's the best.
Yeah. But yeah, until the next one, we're going to carry on eating and probably drinking a few more beers and a couple of glasses of wine. We're going to carry on. But until the next one, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining in. And look out for the next one. I can't tell you when it's going to be, but
we'll try
and do one soonish.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, until the next one, see you guys later.